So in this video, I want to kind of talk to you about what held me back over the past kind of year or so of scaling my agency to around 10, 15K a month. There's really two things. And I believe the culprit of it is just the way that the education system is formulated and the effects it leaves on relatively young entrepreneurs. The first thing is when we look at learning a new skill or starting a new business, we believe to kind of go about it in a way of linear learning or linear action taking. And this is basically kind of replicated in the education system as basically we could spend almost, 2-3 years learning a certain topic, economics, business, whatever it is, or even 18 years, for GCSEs. And right at the end of it, it comes to actually, taking action, or in other words, doing your exam and actually, trying to pass your exam. And when it comes to starting a business, a lot of us kind of procrastinate and think of it in a way where, okay, I'm going to learn how to run ads. I'm going to learn how to structure an ad or build a funnel, write copy. What images should I put on there? What follow-up systems? How do I train the AI? Or it might be like about cold DMs. What scripts should I use? Who should I target? What lead scraper do I use? How do I set appointments? How do I close appointments? Before even actually doing anything. Now, once you identify that you are kind of stuck in this place, and I'm only identifying it based on hindsight, that's when you're able to flip it, and then basically, get yourself out of it. And that's ultimately what I was able to do consciously throughout my journey. So the next thing is flipping it. So really what you should be doing is, as you learn, implement, and incrementally action and learn on a daily time frame. And what that will allow you to do is you will learn how to run an ad, launch the ad and see what happens, or learn the script, read the script and do 100 cold calls. What that allows you to do is there's an ignorance debt, right? And what an ignorance debt is when you haven't taken enough action in the real world to then actually know how the free market kind of operates. Hence why you'll see some beginners do some random stuff, which would obviously never work. So this will basically get your ignorance debt paid off as quickly as possible. And there's also another concept called the compound effect. And this is where kind of 1% better every day kind of actions that you make, actions you take every day, compound over a long enough time frame. And what learning and actioning incrementally on a daily basis allows you to do is actually experience the compound effect a lot quicker, and actually reach your goals a lot quicker. As the thing that actually compounds is your actions. It's not your learning, if that makes sense. So when I found I was procrastinating and learning and nothing was really moving, but the minute I was actually cold calling or I was actually cold DMing, or whatever it was, that is when you start really learning. They say, don't tell me, don't show me, involve me. And that's to learn if you're kinesthetic or whatever, kinetic learner. So do more, basically. Now, the next thing on from that is when you feel growth and when you take actions and you see success in your actions, growth is painful to your subconscious, as your subconscious is primarily identified with who you were. And when you start breaking that identity, your ego and your subconscious doesn't like it, so it wants to retract. And what I found was when I would, book an appointment on one of the first cold calls I ever made, I would actually say I'm done and switch off. And that was basically my subconscious knowing that I was becoming unidentified with its current state of self. And this brings me on to the next point, is social media and what you look at. Obviously, you've got to break through that, but there's a saying of you are the sum or the closest 5 people or something that's around you. And I actually think, you guys will obviously know that. I actually think it's slightly different because obviously, you consume monk mode content, grind, that type of thing. So you got to be on your own. That kind of vacancy is open now. So if your social media content and algorithm is all motivational or all like Mr. Beast useless stuff, right? As that influence, you are a sum of your algorithm. And I think that's something that hasn't hit everyone yet, is that you're a sum of your algorithm. And if you can't control it with discipline, then you're basically going to stay stuck. Even if it's just motivational stuff, you should be able to make 1 call a month. What is my goal this month? Sign more clients? Okay. Now I'm going to train my algorithm to help me sign more clients and get your feed to be more focused around cold outreach strategies. Watch others documenting their journey who are in exactly the same niche, business model, position as you. And that's just going to allow you to learn, action, and then when your body wants to retract and your subconscious wants to retract, you will go back to YouTube, but then you're going to learn, and then you're going to action, and combine that with everything else that you do, discipline, the gym, whatever. That's how I think I could have done things differently and better. So yeah, really, the 2 things that hold people back and held myself back, critically analysing myself over the past year or so, is that 1, learning, and then action. Actually, it's learn, action, learn, action, learn, action, not linear, it's parallel. And from that is going to cause your subconscious and your ego to basically try and retract you because you are becoming disidentified with who you were through being unsuccessful in your current position, which is going to lead you to procrastinate. And for me, that was on my phone and on my social media. So I would have controlled that algorithm more. I would have had it in more of a positive, day-to-day actionable videos that I could watch. And then that would lead me back to learning, action. So that's really all I've got. I could talk a lot more, but ultimately those are just the 2 things that held me back over the past year. I hope this provides value. If you are kind of looking to get into business and you've finally mastered your mind, as mindset is everything before you get into business. If you can't master mindset and your habits and get control of yourself, you're not going to be able to control yourself for the long enough time frame that is required to start a business and pay off your ignorance debt. So if you finally mastered your mindset and you're looking for a business model to start, I believe, and you can look at some of my other videos, that the AI SMMA agency model is the best model. You basically just run Facebook ads and use AI, basically ChatGPT, that you custom train very easily to talk to those leads, answer their questions about the service that you and your clients provide, and book appointments. If you want to learn more about that, I've got a school community that will be on the first link of the description. Get the steps that you can implement to directly start that model in a matter of days as opposed to years in my case. So if you enjoy this video, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.